Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and good morning to everyone, especially Madam Idayu. My name is Samirul Hakim bin Ahmad Hamidi and my matrix number is 2024697132. And today our group 6 from HRM433-BASS-A08 will be presenting about contemporary issue concerning to human resource discrimination on races in Malaysia.
My name is Anik Kaim bin Karun Azim, ID number 2024239872.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and hello everyone. My name is Muhammad Shafiq bin Masidit and my matrix number is 2024422316.
My name is Ahmad Akid Darwish bin Mirza Ali. My matric ID is 2024663024.
My name is Muhammad Haris Irfan bin Shahidin and my matric number is 2024201644.
Let me start with a real survey conducted in Malaysia. Researchers once sent out hundreds of identical resumes, only changing the applicant's name to reflect different ethnic groups. The results were striking. Chinese candidates received the most callbacks, followed by Malays, while Indians trailed far behind. This clearly shows that racial bias exists in hiring decisions, or even when all candidates have the same qualification. But how can this kind of discrimination happen in the first place? First, it is linked to our historical and political context. Since independence, Malaysia has introduced special rights for Malays and other Bumiputra groups to reduce socio-economic acts. However, this also shaped perceptions among other communities. For example, some Chinese employers might feel the need to balance the system by favoring their own race, creating another layer of unfairness. Second, language barriers plays a role. Some companies require fluency in Malay, English, or even Mandarin. While this sounds reasonable on the surface, in practice, it can exclude candidates from other races who may not speak that language at the same level. Finally, there's unconscious bias. Many managers and employers, often without realizing it, tend to hire or promote people who share their own ethnic background. This preference may not be intentional, but it still results in unequal opportunities. So, when we look at the workplace in Malaysia, racial discrimination isn't just a personal issue. It's something rooted in history, culture, and organizational practices, and that's why it remains such an important human resource challenge today.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Amir Hakim bin Ahmad Hamidi and I'm going to talk and explain about the positive impact of discrimination for employees. So, let's break it down to the 3 positive impact that people should know. The first one is make communication easier. Employees in the same group could make a great cooperation between them because they can communicate without any difficulties. Thus, it will be easier for them to sharing thoughts and perspective in solving problem or a task given by their employers in very efficient way. The second point is good relationship among them. It will be easier for them to develop and create a strong relationship as a workmate. The reason of that is most workers in the office are in the same group, and it also will be easy for new employee to be friends with their new workmate since they are in the same group. The last one is higher salary. To discriminate in choosing employees, a company must offer a worthy wages and benefits. Employee hire will probably receive a higher salary than working with other companies.
Next, I'll be presenting about the positive impact on discrimination towards company. Although discrimination is usually seen as something negative, from an organization point of view, some companies might think there are short-term positive effects when they practice it. First, racial discrimination can make hiring and promotion decisions feel faster and cheaper. This is because management only looks at one preferred group instead of giving equal chances to everyone. When they do this, the company saves money on recruitment and also reduces training time. Since the chosen candidates usually share the same language, culture, the way of working. In other words, the company thinks it is more efficient. Secondly, some organizations believe they can achieve greater harmony in the workplace. when most workers come from the same racial background, they may find it easier to understand each other, follow the same customs, or communicate without barriers. This can reduce conflicts in the start. As a perfect example, I'm about to share with you is the construction industry in Malaysia. Some contractors have been known to have mainly foreign workers from one race or nationality. For example, Bangladesh or Indonesian workers only. The company sees this as a positive because workers from the same background can communicate better, live together more easily, and can communicate without barriers. This reduces conflict, speeds up work, and lowers training costs. That is all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. So now I will be talking about the negative impact of racial discrimination on employees in Malaysia. Firstly, discrimination can cause the employees to feel demotivated and undervalued when someone is treated unfairly because of their race. They may lose confidence in their skill and contributions. This situation reduces their motivation to perform well at work. Secondly, racial discrimination can lead to mental and emotional stress. Employees who constantly face unfair treatment may experience anxiety, depression, or even burnout. This does not only affect their work performance, but also their overall well-being. Next, it can create a sense of isolation in the workplace. Employees who are discriminated against may feel left out from teamwork, decision making, and career opportunities. This situation prevents them from reaching their full potential. Lastly, discrimination limits career growth when promotions or training are given unfairly. Employees from certain racial backgrounds may feel that the future in the company is blocked. This can push talented workers to leave the organization in search of a more supportive environment. In conclusion, racial discrimination gives serious negative effects to employees. It lowers motivations, harm mental health, creates isolation, and restricts career development. That is why this issue must be taken seriously to protect the right and well-being of all employees. Thank you.
Malaysia is a diverse country rich with different races, religions, and cultures and backgrounds. However, despite this diversity, racial bias still exists in many organizations, especially in hiring, promotion, and workplace treatment. So, for example, studies have shown that job applicants with certain ethnic names may receive fewer interview calls, even when their qualifications are similar or better. So, how does this affect the organization? So, firstly, it damages the company's reputation. So, in today's world, public perception is everything. If a company is known for unfair practices, it will lose both customers and potential talent. Secondly, it creates a toxic work environment. So employees who feel excluded or undervalued because of their race may become demotivated, less productive, and more likely to resign. Third, and last but not least, it limits innovation. So when diversity is not embraced, different perspectives are lost. And with that, so our creative ideas and problem-solving abilities. So as future HR practitioners, we must stand firm against such discrimination. It's our duty to ensure that every individual is given equal opportunity based judges based on their skills and performance, but not on their race or background. Thank you.
In conclusion, racial discrimination in Malaysia remains a sensitive and complex issue that affects unity, equality, and national progress. While efforts have been made to promote harmony and inclusivity, true progress requires continuous awareness, fair policies, and mutual respect among all communities. By embracing diversity as a strength rather than a division, Malaysia can work together to build a more just, peaceful, and united nation.